nostalgia sells, and like when we become adults, we forget about all that shit. You know, when you're a kid, it's simple. You know, it's all about. For me, it was all about Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and video games. And once you become an adult, it's like now you're in the working world.
Yeah.
You don't have time for this stuff. That's what we're taught to forget about the things that we love.
Yeah.
So when you finally come across that one thing that was so special to you, and you remember those moments, you fall back in.
Yeah.
Nostalgia sells. That's why these prices are so ridiculous today, because all the people that have been working their entire life, and once who are in the millions, of course, as far as being millionaires, they're gonna want this stuff. You know, Logic never had a chance. Logic could never even get a pack when he was a kid. You know, he said he used to steal cards. That's how he got Pokemon cards as a kid. So, you know, when he rediscovered Pokemon recently, he was like, I want a Charizard. Now, I remember the exact conversation that we had. So, I've been trying to get into Pokemon for the past, like, 3 years, you know. Every time I would get a box, I'm like, yo, just so you know, you should get one of these boxes or 10, because this Neo Destiny box I just got, it was $3,000. You can get a couple of these. Nah, I don't need it. I'm like, trust me, I don't got it. A couple months later, yo, this is a $20,000 box now. You sure you don't want to get these? Like, I don't want it. And then I remember the most famous one was a first edition box sold for $60,000, and I'm like, Bob, you want to get one of these?
Yeah.
He goes, $50,000 for cards? Are you high? I'm like, trust me, you want to get one of these boxes. Only so little exist. I know you got the money. Just do it. He goes, maybe. And then I hit him up 2 weeks later. I'm like, yo, Logan Paul just bought one for $200,000. He goes, what? All right, give me a list of what to buy. And I got him to buy a. Well, first of all, I was like, all right, let's start low. We'll get you a base box for like $5,000. You know. What, you know, maybe get a couple so you can open them yourself, you know, relive your childhood. He goes, no, about the best. What's the best? I'm like, I mean, I don't know. I guess Neo Destiny, you know, a couple of. He goes, give me both of those. I'm like, all right. So we got him a Neo Destiny box. He got the box. The second he held it, he was like, it's like he felt the power. And again, every collector knows when you hold that collectible in your hand, you have it when you own it.
That makes difference.
Like the aura of it, you feel the aura. And the second he got the Neo Destiny box, he goes, yo, what else? I'm like, you should just do base box, you know?
Yeah.
Did he? I'm trying to think. So you got Neo Destiny. Yeah, so you got Neo Destiny, you got a base box. And one day, he was like, I'm going to open his base box. I'm like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Do it. Just, if you want something, just buy Champion's Path. And he buys 10 boxes. And in the same morning, he pulls 2 Rainbow Rares and a Shiny Charizard. He pulls one, FaceTimes me, and then pulls the other 2 literally in front of me. I'm like, bro, 10 boxes. I'm like so many boxes deep right now.
Yeah.
And then he goes, you know what? I want to open my base box. I'm like, no, maybe we should. He goes, I'll just buy another one. It's fine. I'm like, okay, fine. I mean, sure. So he opens the box. 4th pack in, he pulls the Charizard.
Yo.
And at that point, it's just energy, just emanate. Like, it's just, you're absorbing it.
Yeah.
And then he just goes, I want a PSA 10. I'm like, okay, we can get you a PSA 10. They're like $10,000. He goes, no, I want the best one. I'm like, I don't want the best one. The best one's like $100,000 right now. He goes, I don't care. Find me the best one. I'm like, I mean, I can look, but I don't know how well it's going to work out.
Yeah.
And ironically, that same week, the iconic auction sale was up there. And I'm like, hey, you know, I don't know if you're serious, but I did find one. It's on sale. It's probably going to end at a lot. He goes, okay, bet, I want it. I'm like, he goes, what would you do? I'm like, if I had your money, I would have already bought a long time ago. He goes, all right, that's all I need to hear. So he goes, how much should I bid on this? I'm like, I will just bid 150. It's not going to go above 150. He bids it and it immediately jumps. It like somebody had already outbid him. And I'm like, he goes, what should I do? I'm like, I don't know. I guess bid 180, see what happens. So you bid 180. And you know how it works. The premium, it's like 226 at the end. Because, that's how they work. But he bought that card and then he goes, I need more. Give me 2 more boxes. Give me 2 Team Rockets and give me a Shadowless box. I'm like, all right, calm down. First and foremost, if you're going to do all that, you have to promise me not to open the Shadowless box. Please do not open the Shadowless box. He goes, all right. Because, you know, end of the day, I was trying to get him into the collectible scene just so you can have something and just kind of watch it grow. Because, look, I know a lot of collectors don't like numbers being tossed around for Pokemon. But as a collector, it's the coolest shit in the world when you buy something or you own something and you watch it grow. It's like, 100%. It's dope. Like, you know, I saw a comment that was left on my video the other day criticizing YouTubers from doing it. I'm like, what you have to understand is this is a collector. It's the coolest thing in the world. One, owning that specific product, but 2, also seeing how much it grows. Like, I bought my Neo Destiny box for $3,000 and seeing how much it is worth today is ridiculous. You know, I I got my base box because I traded a PSA 7 first edition Shadows card for it.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
At the time, they're about the same value, and then see how much it's cool seeing that growth. But as far as Logic, he just basically relived all of our dreams, childhood dreams, all in the same week.
Yo,
he pulled the new Charizard, he pulled the original Charizard, and he bought the first edition. And then he got 2 more boxes. He opened those boxes I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
First box was kind of a dud, but then he pulled 3 Charizards back to back to back in the second box, and then he opened a Team Rocket box as well. And all he got out of it was a Blastoise. Didn't even get a Dragonite, but he did get a Raichu. And I remember all just sitting there thinking, like, why the fuck did we not record this?
Yeah.
Like,
that was the next question, man. Because you guys posted a picture of him holding up 3 Charizards in that Discord chat, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, there's a picture out there, so I'm assuming that there's a video out there, and it's eventually going to drop.
No, that was my screenshot of FaceTime.
Yeah.
And it's funny going into it because I was like, "Are you sure you want to record?" He goes, "Nah, this is all. We're just gonna live in the moment." Because he's a very much of a live in the moment kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right. I'm like, but what if you pull some fire? Don't you want to see that video, that excitement? I mean, you saw the first Charizard pull. He goes, it's fine. But none of us. I mean, look, if you pull the Charizard, which we kind of expected, is whatever. But we watched in a single box.
That's nuts. Back to back.
As well as a Blastoise and a Venusaur and Mewtwo. Yeah. I'm like, what?
That's wild. That's wild. Especially, I mean, from boxes that, I mean, it doesn't make sense from one box. From one box to be pulling that kind of a firepower. And like you said, you mentioned earlier, I mean, they were all in good condition, right? Like, they were all potential 9s, 10s, like in that realm, nothing less.
Mm-hmm. At least 2 of them are going to be 10. Yeah. Actually, it's funny. Gary, King Pokemon, he opened a first edition box a long time ago, and he also pulled 3 Charizards out of it, and they all grade 10s.
That's wild. That's wild. Wait, first edition box?
First edition, yeah.
Wow, dude, that guy. I mean, Gary. I mean, I've talked to him, and I mean, his first edition collection is something to really, at this point, really appreciate, right? I mean, he's a one of a kind collector. You're not going to find another collector like Gary.
I just love the fact that he went on Pawn Stars and his asking price was $500,000 a couple years ago, and now that price is comical.
Yeah.
Add another 0, and that's the value today. Like,
yeah.
Like, and the funny thing is he never planned on selling it when he went to the show. I think it was just kind of show off the collection, put some spotlight on the Pokemon.
Yeah.
But like again, Pokemon always goes up. That's why every time people are like, "Why are you?" The funny thing is when Logic bought that card, I saw so many idiots who are like, "Can't believe you would waste his money like that." I'm like, "That no, it's an investment."
Yeah.
You realize him hitting buy now on that auction or purchase or whatever it said on the actual button. The second he checked out, the car was already worth more.
Yeah.
You buy a car. The second you drive out the lot, it's depreciating. The second you buy a Pokemon card or any collectible, the price went up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's one less card that exists. Because it's one less card that exists in circulation that you can buy.
Exactly. And I'm sure that Logic does not plan on ever probably selling that. I mean, that's something he's probably just going to keep. I mean, you legitimately, kind of, in the beginning, kind of forced it down his mind to start getting back into Pokemon. But once he finally got that little nectar, that little sweet taste of Pokemon.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't looked back since, it seems like.
Yeah, no, it's one thing that, I've known this man since for almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
And I have never seen him this excited over a thing. And he's been excited over a lot of things over the course of, the last decade of, for stuff like being into something as simple as Rubik's Cubes to manga and video games. Yeah. This is the most excited I've seen him. And again, this is something that a lot of us forgot about. That first time you open a pack, you crack open a pack, and not only do you pull a hollow, but you pull the hollow you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
That, you can't replicate that excitement, that feeling.
No, it's euphoric, 100%. It's a euphoric feeling. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people that are going into the Pokemon community right now that we're not inside. I mean, they're searching for that as well. Rob, thanks for watching the video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Consider smashing the subscribe button. Hit a like on the video somewhere over here, and I will leave the Pokecast with Rhymestyle and I right over here. Click that thing. Just click it and watch the rest of it. Until next time, guys. We're out.